Hey everyone, if I could go back in time to when I was a 4.0 level player, but have the knowledge that I have now, here's the exact skills I would master to ensure that I was a 5.0 in no time. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video. Tip number 8 is a concept that I guarantee you've never heard before that will be game-changing to you. Number 1 is decision making. On all areas of the court, you can either make the best decision or the worst decision. The 5.0 level players are going to make the best decision more consistently throughout a game, where the 4.0 level player will have dips and valleys in their game, which ultimately lead to the separator. For example, if I'm dinking with Ridley here, the smart player is going to stay in this dink rally until they get a high ball that they can attack. The 4.0, after 2 or 3 dinks, is gonna try to lob and get slammed. The thing I want you to be aware of is when you're in an extended dink rally, I guarantee there's a trigger in your brain that's telling you, speed it up, speed it up, speed it up, or lob it, do something stupid. You need to hone that in and completely erase it from your mind. That is the separator from 4.0 to 5.0. That little voice in your head, I guarantee you know what I'm talking about. Number 2 is there's a spot on the pickleball court where you should be aiming the majority of your third shot drops that's very subtle but goes a long way in your consistency. That spot is right here, okay? Right there, not here. Not wide like that. Pretend there's a line. We want to aim our drop about 2 feet over from this center blocker, right about here. I see amateur or 4.0 level players try to go wide like this and you miss into the tape so often. Right here, the net is 2 inches lower and it goes such a long way in your consistency. That's where we should be aiming our drops. Jumping out of the video for one quick sec. Wait, is that Ridley over there? Ridley?
Subscribe to the channel or I'm gonna throw myself into the lake.
No, Ridley, you don't have to actually jump. Ridley, stop! Ridley! Number 3 is one of my biggest pet peeves when I'm watching people play, and that's when they hit the ball, they do this with their paddle. They hit, and then they drop, and then they hit, and they drop, and they hit, and they drop. Instead, wherever the ball is, you wanna have your paddle tip pointed at that ball, up and out so we can react. It should look like this, okay? Notice how I'm being proactive to the ball as opposed to being reactive. That is a tiny tip that will advance your game tenfold. Number 4 is when we're at the kitchen line, our paddle should never leave our peripheral vision. I can see it here, I cannot see it here. Everything at the kitchen is super close and compact, so if I take a big swing, it's too long of a motion, I'm gonna get beat on that next ball. If I'm dinking with Ridley here, and he hits an aggressive dink to me, watch how I handle it. So look at this. I drop step, and I keep that paddle in front of me. Drop step, keep that paddle in front of me. What people do is this. They go like this, here we go. That's always what I see, because people have cement feet. Be on the balls of your toes, and if that ball comes, drop step, because I don't want that paddle behind my vision. Here, it's behind my vision. Whenever it's behind, you're going to make an error. Number 5 is being able to recognize the type of spin that your opponent is putting on the ball and hitting the appropriate shot according to that. This is mainly for your third shots. So if I'm serving the ball and I see my opponent hit slice or backspin, which means he's coming underneath of the ball, it's easiest to hit a third shot drive instead of drop because you have much more control. On the flip side, if I see him hit topspin or come over the ball, that's a green light for me to hit a drop. See?
I'll get you a discount at Chuck E. Cheese.
Number 6 is don't be that guy or girl that's always going for body fakes anytime they hit the ball. This is so common in 4.0 level play, and I went through a phase of this Everybody goes through it, just skip it. There's a reason no pros are actively doing this. They rarely do it, which makes it effective. This is generally what I see. So they'll be dinking and they try to do too much, like that shot. Here they go, this way. And then this leads to inconsistency into the bottom of the net. Less is more, be solid. That is not doing anything. Number 7 is having a two-handed backhand. This is the kryptonite for most players. They think they'll never develop one. I'm going to share information with you where you'll have it in literally 10 seconds. I just learned this about 6 months ago, and my backhand went from here to here without drilling it. I literally practice it when I'm playing. This is the advice that changed my game immediately. Your dominant hand should be the one that produces the power. Think of it like pulling, like I'm doing a lat row or something like this. When I hit my backhand, exact same thing. This is the power. Your non-dominant hand is the finesse. When you combine those two, you'll hit the ball hard with shape, immediate game changer. Here's what it looks like. I love hitting this shot now. Here we go, one of my favorites. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah! For my entire pickleball life, I always struggled with this shot because I didn't have an extensive tennis background, but literally the change is this is power, this is finesse. For the longest time, I was trying to only use this non-dominant hand to do everything. Power. Number 8 is one of my favorite tips that I can share with people. This will literally open up your eyes to see the game completely differently. You're gonna be so happy you clicked on this video. I'm gathering information as the point develops and then creating an attack off of that. Here's an example. So here we go. I'm dinking with Ridley, I'm looking at Zach. Is that line open? Good. So that line ended up being open. I saw him creeping over. Here's another example. Okay, so I'm dinking cross court. Any spots opening up? Okay, on that one, all right, I obviously missed it wide, but I saw that when I was dinking out wide to Ridley, he was only dinking and kind of staying there. He was never coming back to cover middle. So that told me that on my next ball, I can go through the middle because he's not active on covering it. The last example, which is my personal favorite shot to hit, is when you're dinking with somebody cross court and they're leaning in, taking a lot of your balls out of the air. Like, look at this. I see him really reaching in. This is a prime time to try to lob them because their weight is going forward. Look at that, bam. So Ridley's weight was going forward. That tells me the lob is a good play. Amateur players will just randomly throw up a lob.
Thanks for making it to the end of the video. Make sure to comment down below which tip was your personal favorite, and in a future video, we'll pop up your comment like one of these.
YouTube thinks you should watch this video next, and so do I. Keep getting better at pickleball.